Okay, hombre. Southwest Sofa back in the
Whoosh!
that is it, man. Back in the house. So, Sinbad today. We got Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, yo 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 yo
It's,
yo.
it's kind of
Although
lukewarm
it's not-
pistols.
It is lukewarm pistols because
Okay.
there's part of me that kind of goes, oh, I've watched all of these. I know all of these. They weren't part of my video collection or my film collection, which I'm slightly disappointed by.
Yeah.
And I think they've kind of all merged into one.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where you would, if you see a Sinbad movie on the TV, I would definitely go, yeah, I'm going to watch that, or I'm going to tape it.
Yeah.
But I think when we're going through, I'll then kind of remember the bits as we go through. So because obviously watched this lots as a kid, and got lots of nostalgia for them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you without reading up stuff what this is about.
So no quotes this time.
No, not at the moment. Maybe hopefully later.
All right, interesting. Well, I think like you, I saw all these Sinbads back in the day on TV at some point. If I saw like a Sinbad type film, I'd probably watch it. I have a couple of visuals in my mind I can think of, but I wouldn't know if it's this one or another one. But I think it might be this one, oddly enough.
Okay.
But yeah, looking forward to it. So it's one of those that's hazy. So Ray Harryhausen.
Yep.
We'll get some of that.
Yeah, always got time for that. Always.
Okay, we're in a new year. Do you think we'd be a bit more disciplined on time? If we've got nothing more to say, should we pause
well,
it?
I actually do have a quote for you.
Oh, okay.
I do have a quote for you.
Go for it.
Clydesdales can pull loads heavier than a ton at a walking speed of 5 miles per hour.
Is that right?
It's right, yeah.
Is that from the calendar, is it?
That is from the calendar.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That is a majestic looking Clydesdale
It's
there.
horse, yeah. Everyone, I think we can all
I
appreciate
might have
that.
to take a photo of that to upload it to the not with all
Not with all of
details.
those things on there, but maybe the facts. We've
the
gone through
facts.
and we've added facts.
Yeah, it's hilarious because I found that on your chair, and I thought that bandit hasn't looked at this calendar whatsoever.
Deny even getting it.
I was going to rib you hard, and then I found you'd actually filled it in with all like birthdays and all the rest of it. So
And facts. We've added facts.
Facts, good, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I haven't added the facts. The lady wife has added facts, so I don't actually know what the facts are. I just asked her to
you
go
find
through
out, do you?
everything. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. It's
Bit of a surprise.
It's a learning project.
So you're the UmberBulk, so
I think we talked about this before. She's nothing to do with bulk.
right, you get in trouble, right?
So yeah.
Okay, my brain's like racing, but I can't think of anything that's going to do anything but get me in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, let's pause this bad boy up. So neither of us basically remember it very well. I'm sure we'll remember a lot of it. Like I say, I'll tell you if the two scenes that I remember come up,
Yeah.
or they're in another one, or I made it up.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's hit it. Yo. Okay, fella, that was
Sinbad.
Eye of the Tiger.
You're thinking of
Testing me, man. I'm the one to test you, buddy. I don't remember the films. All right, dude. Well,
So first of all,
Yeah.
we've had to go right back to the beginning, put the background music on, because there wasn't a long enough exit
true.
thing with the music on. So yeah.
Okay, you just want to get that out there.
Just in case people try and pull us up on it or anything like that.
Yeah, they're taking notes, buddy. They're taking notes on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was an interesting film. 1977.
Yep.
Well, BC, but
Well,
before
BC.
Conan.
Yep. BBC.
Huh? BBC.
I don't know, I just made it up.
But worried what that might even stand for. British Broadcasting Company, I hope.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you think?
An interesting film. I think. So I don't remember it. I think there were little bits and pieces that I must have caught at some point.
Yeah.
But as an actual whole film and story,
Yeah.
I don't really remember it at all. I don't
No.
think. There were bits where I was like, "Oh, maybe this will happen, maybe it won't," and it didn't happen.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, I know what's going to happen. No, it didn't.
No, totally didn't.
I kind of remember the baboon, and I remember the Minotaur, and that's pretty much it, I reckon. From what I remember.
So the trog, I remember the trog.
You remember the Trog.
And the saber-toothed tiger. To be fair, once I thought there was going to be a fight between the trog and the minotaur, but then as soon as I saw the saber-toothed tiger, I thought, yes, of course it was. But there were a couple of bits like although if you'd asked me, I wouldn't have been able to say. Although once it started, I remembered.
Yeah.
But like the giant walrus,
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that at
Well,
all. And
yeah.
you know, until we start to see it,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to say that it was in it.
Yeah, I kind of think I almost remember the walrus a little bit, but then again, it's probably unfair. But I would like the walrus to be like tied into the baddie somehow. But
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, there was some.
But the beasties at the beginning, they were great. But
Beasties-
both of us just looked at each other and went,
Oh, right.
I do not remember these
The kind-
at all, like,
the weird, they're like flayed skeleton,
Yeah.
kind of demon people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Like
quite good fun.
insecty type little type
Yeah,
things.
they were cool, and I quite like they were very reminiscent of the skeletons in Jason the Argonaut.
Yeah,
to be
100%.
fair. But I quite like how they were they were a bit smaller, because I think normally these monsters, they always like overplay it and try to like go bigger, because bigger is always better, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, animation's quite good fun.
Yeah, I mean, great. They were. I thought they were really good.
The Trog was a really good animation, and I love how they subverted the trope that the big guy is always the baddie.
Yeah.
And it was very well, really realised it was very realistic. I like the Minotaur, but he didn't do a lot.
But he was Gollum. He wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he essentially was a Gollum, wasn't he? It was-
Yeah, I think it was interesting.
think so.
Interesting thought process, isn't it? You don't have like an iron golem or whatever, whatever it was. Doesn't have to be in the shape of a bloke, right?
Yeah.
That's quite good fun. I mean, it was a bit challenging on the animation of the furry creatures. They're hard to do, right?
Yeah.
The fur doesn't
Yeah,
ever
very
look quite
difficult.
right.
And he chose quite a few to do that with as well, you know. So I thought he did very well on those. To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think so. I enjoyed all the stop motion, but I think the plot was, I felt a bit laboured. It was a bit slow, and like the loot. I'm sure people are going to pick on this. Like, are you after this map?
This one? Let me just hold it in front of you for a while.
Yeah.
Study it. Let me look at your face studying this map.
And I don't suppose you'd like this key that you've been looking
It's
for.
the only one of its kind.
But actually, I did quite like the way the key was useless in the end. It was like, I've been carrying this through the dungeon, and I never needed it at all. And even Jane Seymour's character saying like, we're gonna go travel to see the wise man.
Yeah.
Ha! So you're there.
Yeah.
Like,
Eat it.
Thank
You
you.
would never have thought of that.
And like, there was a lot of weird points, like when she sent her son to fight like 5 people. What was that about? Because that seemed like a really bad idea.
And made him run downstairs. Don't run downstairs. Everyone knows that. Otherwise, he's just going to fall down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. This is why, as kids, we learn these things very early on.
It's true.
He obviously didn't.
He didn't.
And also, I think he was probably never told no. That's probably what it was. A little bit of a brat.
He was a bit of a brat.
He was a very unlikable character, which I thought was very good.
Yeah, it's true. But I thought like the pursuit, it didn't really ever feel like a pursuit. It sounded like they were always like 3 weeks behind them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
I quite liked the music that went with it, though.
Yeah.
The music that went with it, that kind
the
of like constant
themed music. Bit Jawsy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I almost thought they would be far better off just like waiting at home.
Yeah, we talked about this, didn't we?
Just like I didn't feel they were really hindering very much.
Well, then
really.
I kind of
In fact, did they hinder them at all? All they ever did was turn up at the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
At no point did they ever like.
And have a really good look at a map.
Yeah, that was it. They saw the map.
Yeah.
Because they never really caused any trouble. The Minotaur broke the oars, and
which again is a part I quite liked.
Yeah.
Just for that whole it's just told to row that way. It's not told to stop if there's stuff in the way. I thought that was quite a good little, whether it was intentional or not.
The dangers of AI, buddy. The dangers of AI.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. You know, they didn't really do much. But then also, so we were chatting about why they didn't just stay at home and then just kill him when he came back, or just a thing, or just try and delay them a little bit better.
Yeah.
And one of the things we decided on was the whole curse thing that they said at the beginning, where if you spill royal blood, then you're cursed for 1,000 years or whatever it was. Yet they spilt his blood, the usurper's blood or whatever.
Yeah, but maybe he wasn't royal. Maybe he wasn't.
But he would have been by marriage though,
and he was the
stepmother,
and he was
next in line.
Next in line, but maybe till he became the king, he wasn't royal blood. Anyway, and also the monkey did it right.
Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, for real. So maybe it's allowed if it's what's the word for it when it's royal and royal, regicide.
Regicide, yeah. Well, that's
So,
still spinning raw blood, and I did quite like the crazy bird foot. That was kind of good fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, they did forget about it a few times.
Yeah.
And
But again, just go back to that with again where, oh, I don't know if there's enough, so I'll just try it on this bee first of all. And then
that guy,
just see
man.
if there's enough.
No wonder the monkey was like irate, man. He's like, the cakes, don't give it to me. Don't give it.
Just giving me that straight off, man. I would have been fine. It was absolutely fine.
You know what? If I was Prince, whatever, what's his name? Prince Kasim.
Kasim.
Like
Kasim,
if there wasn't enough, and I was Prince Kasim, and I had like a baboon's tail, man.
Yeah.
Like it didn't quite work.
That
Just
guy
tuck
would
it.
be
Just tuck in my drawers,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, definitely. There was that. Yeah, there was that.
He's like, because she had enough for two. Like
Yeah.
that guy, man. He was like, he must have like intelligence 18, wisdom 3, man. What the hell was he on, man?
And also the way he's quite happy. Girls, go and speak to that really big beastie that's just trying to thump you.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna
All
test
right,
it.
Dad.
And like the weird experiment that he'd set up, going, I'm not going. It's too dangerous. I'm too old. Yes, the experiment worked. I'm coming.
Oh, yes, I will.
I was like, what? What does the experiment have to do with it, man? Anyway.
I think so. Yeah, just a couple of. I mean, I enjoyed the film. I think we enjoyed just chatting through a lot of it. We had to rewind a few times to kind of catch bits that we'd missed and stuff. But when you had all of that stuff, get to the end, and then suddenly, like, they didn't ask about the Trog at all. That was helping them, and if they helped the Trog, I think the Trog
in the
probably would have
fights,
survived as well.
If they gave him a bit of help.
Yeah.
Probably difficult to animate, three-way fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, go for it. I quite like they animated throwing spears. That must be tricky.
Yeah.
I mean, without computers. Go on.
Yeah. But then, like, suddenly we'd worked out, so it had been, like, I think he had 7 moons to get there and get back or whatever. And it had been over, it was like 4.5, almost 5 moons.
Yeah.
So 2 moons to get back and thing there. But then suddenly it was, they'd obviously, I mean, it was a long enough film as it was.
Yeah.
But then you're suddenly,
just cut to the end.
Just straight to there. And then, then there's the tiger that comes up at the very end for, is she coming back or whatever. Like,
that is the old trope with the bingo, kind of bringing it in at the end. I was impressed by them bling on the rings, man. There was some serious.
There was a lot of rings there, man.
I would like to have done a bit of continuity count on the rings, but anyway.
Yeah.
And that lady with the foot, disappeared at the end.
Yeah. Which way that's her
Okay.
son. But however, the son's skewy neck.
Yeah,
that was pretty good, man. I quite like that.
I think they must have buried him in the ground and had like a dummy.
Who knows?
Or he had a really flexible neck.
Had a really flexible
It's like
neck.
maybe they found him lying on the surface. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah,
You can do
that was his whole thing.
Maybe. But all right. Let's go. Do you want to do some numbers?
Yeah, I think there wasn't too much more to it, was there? Really, I think it was.
Yeah.
So
So,
what we change it, I think
brand new year.
There is a brand new year.
What are we going to do then? We should have done. We should have picked this before.
I've been thinking about it.
Oh, have you? Oh, well, let's go. Let's do what you think then. Go on then. What do you think?
Boats.
Boats.
Sinbad's sailing around.
All right, so we're gonna theme the this year. We're theming it with the film, man. This is just gonna make it longer. All right then. How many triremes are you giving it?
so I think I'm gonna go for.
I did like the bee though. Anyway, go for it.
Sorry,
I did enjoy the fighting.
The bee was actually really good. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
How many triremes?
So, and also, why? Also, can I just say,
yeah,
why would you try it on something that's really poisonous? The sting of this one thing is enough to kill a healthy man. I'll give it some of this special magic hell potion.
I say wisdom 3. And then left that dude alone. I'm like, sorry, crazy man, I'm staying with you.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, give us your number, dude.
4 triremes.
4, yeah.
But I think it's a good film. It's not a strong film for me. And the kind of the whole thing of it being Ray, should have been a better thing. But it can't. I feel it can't. It doesn't hold it on itself. I think the stop motion stuff is fantastic. I think all of them I really liked. I thought he did really well on them.
Yeah.
It shows its age on the thing without a doubt.
Yeah.
So it's.
I think if anything, the stop motion is probably what saves it from
being a very mediocre, almost lackluster film. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's 4 of Sinbad's triremes.
Yeah.
Which I thought the ship could have been a lot more ornate as well.
It was a bit boring, wasn't it?
especially considering it's part of this whole thing, isn't it? Anyways,
It looked like
and
a
then
merchant's boat, didn't it?
and then I was going to say the bad guy's boat because that was a lot smaller.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
everything there,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even think it rates that. So I'm going to kind of go 4 triremes and then the rowboat that they used to get onto the island.
Oh yeah,
so
that was
the
pretty small.
painted one.
Yeah.
So...
I know the one that got rammed, right?
No, not that one. No, the other thing there.
Okay.
So this is 4.3.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I can see where you're going with that. Okay. So I'm going to give it 4 triremes.
Yeah, nice.
And maybe the Minotaur assisted boat.
That's the one I was saying. That's, but I just thought that was a bit too much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We get a bit of inflation, but I think I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 4.5 because I don't have the nostalgia for it. Maybe 4.4, 4.44. The problem is I've probably given worse films 4.5, better films 4.5. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with gut feeling.
Yeah.
4.5 because I did enjoy the stop motion. I thought Trog was I thought sometimes his like static movement. You know, when people are standing on one foot, they kind of do swaying. You know, and I don't know.
I think he's been accused of having like bendy arms before, so like from Clash of Titans, the Kraken and stuff. But I thought, to be fair, they were very, very good on well, for me anyway.
Yeah. No, I think, and I'll give a few extra points for Jane Seymour. Kind of, I thought she did a good job of
and
acting it
as well. You quite like the blonde girl as well.
Acting in a whatever pseudo bikini thing.
Yeah.
And that blonde girl, she got second billing in the film, and she didn't really do a lot. What's her name? Do you remember? Tyrannus something or other.
Yeah.
Got a funny first name, Power. Something Power.
Yeah.
Tyrann
Power?
They must have thought she was going to be big or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, I guess the other thing is
Tyrann Power.
Yeah. When will I watch it again?
That was my thing that I was thinking on there.
I'd have to leave it at least a year to watch again. I think I wouldn't be queuing this up to go straight on again.
Well, I think when we were chatting about kind of knowing films and stuff like that before, I don't specifically remember this one.
Yeah.
I remember parts of it.
Yeah.
So is that just because it's so underwhelming?
Maybe.
For me, I quite...
Well, not on very much, because there was at least one problematic quote in the film. At least one, so...
At least one.
We won't dwell on that.
So we picked up on.
So the 2 scenes I thought I was going to remember weren't in this, so it must be from a different Sinbad.
Yeah. And I think that for me is why I have gone quite low on this one, to be fair.
Because I thought the animations were good and fun, but they weren't that like in Jason the Argonauts where the Titan gets off the plinth, the Golem gets off. That's like
yeah.
It was they were good, but none of them were like wowie. That really, the Minotaur was So I think it was good stuff, but not great stuff. And the plot was felt a bit laboured.
I thought the plot was very it was super slow.
It's quite long film,
kind of,
2
and
hours.
also a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, he's going to become more like an animal, so we need to lock him up all the time. And then he's never locked up.
Yeah, well, remember his wisdom score was shocking, so we need to lock him up. Oh, let the guy out for a bit.
Oh, come on, what's wrong with you guys, man? Keeping this cage like an animal.
That was weird.
So yeah, I think costumes wise, I mean, we're just watching the beginning again and stuff. I thought the costumes were pretty good. You know the bits for that. So yeah, but as I say, I think unfortunately, hopefully compared to the other Sinbad films, because I think they're the ones that I maybe remember more. Mm-hmm. This is maybe one just no nostalgia with this one as far as I can tell, and so kind of I think. As you say, I think that whole thing, if everyone's been kind of going on about, you know, when will I watch this again?
Yeah.
I won't be rushing to watch this again, I don't think.
Yeah. And I think it's like, it seemed to me there's a lot of like, the stop motions was, you know, the plot was kind of sticking the stop motions together. Like, we need to, you know, we'd go from the bug fighting scene to the walrus, to the trog, to the tiger. I think there was a few other things, but anyway,
they could have done more kind of natural peril on the ice and stuff, where you know you see films and stuff where suddenly like stuff just opens up in front of people and people fall down massive.
And a lot of icicles falling throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you know, I think basically there was no sense of urgency. I think if they could see the lady chasing them the whole time, like, quick, want to get away, and like she sent the walrus.
He could have invented like a telescope or something to be looking back or something, couldn't he?
They'd probably send them signals. We're turning left. We're turning left. I bet you want to know where we're going. Well, we're going to the secret place. All right. Anyway. All right. So let's should we try to wrap it up?
Yeah. So
short-ish. 20 minutes. Not that short, but not doing bad for us.
No.
Any
So a little bit of did we think there was a little bit of animal cruelty? Just with the seagull.
We didn't
I don't think that counts.
I couldn't tell the seagull was on a wire.
What they get,
yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I did wonder, like, I was at Lyme Regis and one of them came and dive bombed Francis's ice cream, man. Took a good scoop out of it. I really wanted to buy some shaving foam. Buy a cone and see if it'd go for that.
Yeah.
No, that would be. I'd probably get in trouble for doing that. Anyway, to get into that.
So there was no camels punched.
There was the trog did punch the tiger.
Yeah, and he threw it over his shoulder. That was actually quite.
I did quite like the wrestling. I love the little neck throw.
Yeah,
the WWF referee. That was quite good fun. But
using the horn to gore as well. That was quite good because we did say that thing.
No quicksand, I don't think.
No.
There was a bit of gratuitous death when someone got stabbed in the water by the Minotaur.
And then pulled up. Actually, that was the thing. He does that quite well, doesn't he? When he has people on spears, like thing. Ray's quite keen on that.
That was cool. And I guess maybe the baddie coming back from the end with the telegraphing of the will there be a sequel?
Yeah.
No real fan. I would like to have seen a nice magic weapon or something, some fancy weapon. I suppose that kind of bill hook kind of thing the Minotaur had, sort of.
I think that was just a run of the mill type thing. It would have been because I think the weapons were kind of secondary in all of this, weren't they? Because even when he killed the saber-tooth, he just left his sword in there. You're like, mate, you've got to get all the way home yet. Like, no, it seemed to be lots of
a bit casual with their weapon.
Yeah,
you're when it comes to weapons, your D&D radar goes kind of mental. What are you doing, leaving that sword behind, man?
You left the spear. What are you doing?
Although I won't talk about the playtest and the dart, buddy. I even gave you a big hint. We did a playtest of a dungeon, man. You left something behind, buddy.
I did, but that was
So I guess in the heat of the moment, it can happen, buddy.
It can. It certainly can. If you don't say you're going to do it.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's true. You know what? I did do a recording. When you listen back, I was like, and does Ganther want to do anything? Yeah. No, he's fine.
No, he's all right. He's done. He's fine. He's happy. He's
should
just embarrassed.
Should we roll his wisdom, see if he remembers anything? Yeah, right. Sure, roll his wisdom. No, I didn't make it. All right, okay. So, good. It's a bit dated, isn't it? And I think, unfortunately, its deficiencies didn't quite make up for the kind of fun stop motion.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I would prefer to like someone do an edit and just play me the 15 minutes of stop motion.
yeah, because that's always good, and I'm always up for that. To be fair, I think there was a few bits that you just go. I think before when we've looked at stuff for old films, we've kind of gone. They've been quite slow. There's been slow bits, but actually those slow bits have been
pacing. It felt
they've been pacing and also expanding the story, as opposed to here where it's kind of there was just bits where you just like,
There's a lot of like these falling ice caves. I think maybe back in 1973,
that was kind of a new.
No one had seen like ice, big like things falling down.
Yeah.
So maybe that was like seemed like a special effect.
More global warming at that time.
Yeah. No, catch up, buddy. All right, I'm gonna hit it.
Yeah, I think that was.
So I'm looking forward to
Clydesdales?
There were a couple of little
horses. There were horses. No, were they Clydesdales?
They were.
No one knows. No one knows.
You got the calendar, buddy. You even know they can.
Early days, man. That's only the pulling stuff. Like, I don't.
You know they can pull. Those horses couldn't pull a ton at 5 miles per hour up a gradient, or whatever it was. Right. All right. So
thank you very much. As I say, although I've rated it quite low, I did actually really enjoy the film. It's kind of one of those things that just to catch up on one of those films that I wouldn't have
picked this off, and I definitely didn't remember it. So now hopefully distilled it from the other Sinbads, which I'm now confused about. But, right, until the next one.
Yeah, thanks.
Are we gonna get
Happy
Sinbad
New Year
too?
to everybody.
Oh yeah.
How did we miss that? We didn't do that beginning. Happy New Year.
No, you didn't. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
You do the good. You remember the social stuff, man. I'm just to go press the buttons. All right. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.